Stop believing the biggest lie you've been told about who you are. It's keeping you stuck, and until you see through it, you'll never understand your true power. Since the moment you came into this world, you were given a name, handed a role, and surrounded by boundaries that shaped how you see yourself and everything around you. These labels and limitations were passed down, reinforced by society, and accepted without question. But none of it is truly you. The identity you've been living, the story you've been told about who you are, is nothing more than an illusion. It's not your fault. This is the way the world operates, assigning roles and creating rules. Yet, something has brought you here, right now, to this moment. Maybe it's that persistent feeling you've had all along, a quiet knowing that there's something more, something that doesn't quite fit with the version of reality you've been handed. If that resonates even slightly, you're exactly where you need to be. Because when the truth becomes clear, it changes everything. But why does this illusion feel so real? It's because of the ego present in your mind that weaves a convincing story about who you are and what's possible for you. This voice shapes the way you see yourself and the world around you, creating boundaries that feel immovable. Let's take a closer look at how this construct keeps you trapped in a version of reality that was never yours to begin with. The ego is the voice in your head, the one that insists you are separate, small, and limited. It's that constant chatter narrating your life, convincing you that your worth is tied to your achievements, your appearance, and the opinions of others. But what if that voice is lying? What if the ego isn't who you are, but merely a construct, a filter through which you experience life? Think of it like a virtual headset that overlays a false reality onto what's real. It makes the story feel vivid, complete with fears, desires, and struggles that seem to define your existence. Yet, just like any headset, the moment you take it off, the illusion dissolves, revealing something far greater beneath. The ego thrives on creating a false sense of identity. It's the storyteller, weaving together your past experiences, beliefs, and societal conditioning into a role that you play without question. You've been cast as the protagonist in a narrative so convincing that you've forgotten it's just that, a narrative. Every fear you hold, every label you accept, every limitation you internalize is part of this script. Think about the roles you've adopted: the dutiful child, the ambitious worker, the person striving to prove they are enough. These roles feel real because you've rehearsed them so many times. But are they truly who you are? The ego keeps you in a loop, feeding off your doubts and fears, reinforcing the idea that you are separate from the world around you. It tells you that you need to control, compete, and protect yourself. It convinces you that life is happening to you, not through you. And as long as you believe this, you remain trapped, caught in a web of limitations that the ego spins endlessly. But what happens when the headset comes off? What happens when you stop identifying with the character and remember that you are the creator? In that moment, the illusion shatters and you realize the truth. You are not small, separate, or powerless. You are the one who has been writing this story all along. The question is, are you ready to rewrite it? When you begin to see through the illusion of the ego, another truth emerges, one that is far more profound. The universe isn't something happening to you or around you, it is something happening with you and through you. This isn't just philosophy or abstract thought. It's grounded in science, as John Wheeler's groundbreaking ideas reveal. Let's shift the focus from who you think you are to how your very awareness shapes the fabric of reality itself. John Wheeler, one of the most visionary physicists of our time, proposed something extraordinary: the participatory universe. At its core, this idea challenges everything we think we know about existence. Wheeler argued that reality doesn't simply unfold independently of us, it arises because of us. Observation, awareness, and consciousness are not passive acts. They are active forces that shape and even create the universe. Without an observer, the universe as we understand it doesn't exist. This isn't science fiction, it's the foundation of modern quantum physics. Consider this. The cosmos is not just a vast, empty expanse out there. It's a living, dynamic interaction, a collaboration. Your awareness and the universe are deeply connected, locked in a relationship where one cannot exist without the other. Wheeler's participatory universe reveals that your perception is not a side effect of reality, but a defining element of it. The stars, the planets, the laws of physics, These exist in the way we experience them because we observe them. This means you're not just watching life unfold, you're shaping it with every moment of awareness. The way you see, think, and feel has a direct impact on the reality that surrounds you. But Wheeler didn't stop there. He introduced another revolutionary idea, it from bit. This concept suggests that at the heart of the universe, matter and energy aren't the fundamental building blocks. Information is. Everything we know, from particles to galaxies, is made of binary choices, yes or no, on or off, presence or absence. Reality itself arises from decisions, from the smallest quantum events to the grand structure of the cosmos. This idea positions consciousness at the center of everything. Your thoughts, choices, and observations aren't just fleeting mental events, they are part of the universe's structure. When you think, you contribute to the architecture of existence. Your awareness is not separate from reality, it is the blueprint that shapes it. The decisions you make, even the smallest ones, send ripples through the vast web of existence. Each yes or no, each intention you hold, influences the fabric of the universe in ways that are both immediate and far-reaching. So, what does this mean for your daily life? It means you are not a passive spectator in a pre-written story. You are an active participant, co-authoring the script of existence with every thought, choice, and belief. When you decide to see possibility instead of limitation, gratitude instead of fear, love instead of separation, you shift the narrative of your life, and the universe responds. Wheeler's work reminds us that the smallest actions carry profound weight. Every decision you make adds to the symphony of reality. This isn't a call for perfection, but for awareness. Recognizing the power of your choices changes the way you move through life. When you understand that you're constantly influencing the universe, you stop waiting for life to happen to you and start creating life as it can be. The question isn't whether you are shaping reality, it's whether you're doing it consciously or unconsciously. The power has always been in your hands. The choice is yours. Understanding how your observations shape reality is only part of the equation. The real power lies in recognizing how your awareness interacts with the universe in ways that feel personal and undeniable. This connection becomes most apparent in those moments of synchronicity, when life seems to align effortlessly, as though the universe is speaking directly to you. Let's take a closer look at how these moments are more than just coincidence and how your emotions play a vital role in shaping what unfolds around you. Have you ever found yourself thinking about someone only for them to call moments later? Or perhaps you've experienced a series of events that seemed so perfectly timed, it felt almost too orchestrated to be random. These aren't mere coincidences. These moments, often dismissed or overlooked, are the universe responding directly to your awareness. Synchronicity isn't an external force working independently of you. It's a reflection of your state of being, your energy, and your focus. At the core of this phenomenon lies a simple yet profound truth. Your emotions are more than fleeting experiences. They are frequencies, vibrations that resonate outward and interact with the world around you. Fear, for example, carries a dense contracting energy that draws in obstacles, delays, and struggle. Gratitude, on the other hand, radiates openness and expansion, attracting opportunities, harmony, and abundance. The universe doesn't operate on luck or randomness. It operates on resonance. What you feel, you broadcast. And what you broadcast, you draw back into your life. Think of your emotions as a signal you send out into the fabric of existence. When you wake up feeling joy, it's as though the world itself responds in kind, presenting you with ease and alignment. Conversely, when fear or anger dominates, the same principle applies, and your experiences reflect that dissonance. This isn't about blaming yourself for challenges, but recognizing the immense influence your emotional state holds over your reality. The universe functions as a mirror, reflecting your inner state with unwavering accuracy. When you begin to shift your emotions consciously, choosing gratitude over frustration, love over doubt, you adjust the frequency you emit. And when your frequency shifts, so does the reality around you. It's not magic, it's alignment. Small, deliberate changes in how you feel can create profound shifts in the world you experience. Your emotions are not reactions to life. They are the architects of it. The way your emotions shape your reality reveals the profound interconnectedness between your inner world and the universe around you. But this connection extends far beyond daily experiences. It touches on the most fundamental questions of existence, including the nature of identity and the fear of death. To understand who you truly are and what it means to exist, we must look beyond the physical and explore the timeless awareness that defines you. Philosopher John Locke argued that your identity isn't tied to your physical body, but to your consciousness and memory. This idea challenges the common belief that the self is rooted in something tangible. After all, your body is in a constant state of flux, with cells dying and regenerating, and yet you still feel like you. Locke's perspective aligns with Wheeler's participatory universe, suggesting that your true self isn't found in the temporary physical form you inhabit, but in the unchanging awareness that perceives and remembers. When you think back on your life, it's not the body you wore at different stages that you recall. It's the moments, the feelings, the awareness that was present through it all. That awareness is timeless and exists beyond the constraints of physicality. Eastern thought, particularly Buddhism, takes this concept even further with the idea of anatman, or no self. It teaches that the self, as we perceive it, is an illusion. Clinging to a fixed identity, whether tied to the body, achievements, or roles, leads to suffering. Instead, anatman encourages embracing the fluid, ever-changing nature of existence. The self is not a permanent, isolated entity, but a dynamic, interconnected process. This perspective challenges the Western emphasis on continuity and invites us to let go of rigid definitions that confine us. Together, these philosophies paint a picture of identity as something far beyond the physical. While Western thought often seeks to define the self through persistence and memory, Eastern philosophies remind us that freedom lies in surrendering those definitions. Your identity, when seen through this lens, is limitless and inseparable from the ever-evolving universe. This understanding not only liberates you from the fear of change, but also begins to dismantle the greatest fear of all, death. As we begin to understand identity as something beyond the physical, a larger question arises. What role does your awareness play in shaping not only how you perceive life, but how you truly exist? The interplay between the mind and body, the constant evolution of your physical form, and the enduring presence of consciousness point to a truth that transcends the boundaries of traditional thinking. For centuries, philosophers and scientists have debated the relationship between the mind and the body. Dualism suggests that the mind and body are separate entities, with the mind existing as an immaterial essence independent of physical processes. Physicalism, on the other hand, argues that consciousness is simply the result of chemical and neurological processes within the brain, a byproduct of the body's machinery. But Wheeler's participatory universe opens the door to a third possibility. That consciousness is not a product of the body, but the fundamental source from which all else arises. This perspective shifts everything. If consciousness is the foundation, then your awareness isn't something confined to your brain or body. It's not tethered to the neurons firing in your brain or the cells that make up your form. Instead, it exists as a force that shapes your experience, your reality, and the very essence of who you are. This means that your body is not your prison, and the changes it undergoes do not define you. Your awareness transcends your physical form, constantly observing and shaping the reality around it. To better understand this concept, consider the ship of Theseus, a thought experiment that has puzzled minds for centuries. Imagine a ship that has every one of its parts replaced over time. At the end of this process, is it still the same ship? Similarly, your body replaces its cells over time, some within days, others over years, until virtually nothing remains of the body you inhabited a decade ago. Are you still the same person? The answer lies not in the material, but in the awareness that persists through change. The ship remains the ship of Theseus, not because of its parts, but because of the concept that ties them together. In the same way, you remain you, not because of your body, but because of the consciousness that has observed every moment, every thought, and every experience. This awareness is the thread that weaves through the constant evolution of your physical form, This realization changes everything about how you see yourself. You are not your body, your achievements, or your roles. Those things will change, just as the parts of the ship of Theseus did. What remains is the awareness that gives meaning to those changes. It is unshakable, timeless, and connected to the very fabric of existence. When you recognize this, you stop clinging to fleeting identities and start embracing the infinite nature of who you truly are. This understanding allows you to live with a freedom that transcends fear, uncertainty, and limitation, anchoring you in the constant presence of your true self. Recognizing that your awareness transcends your body and shapes your identity opens the door to an even greater truth about the nature of reality itself. What if the universe is not something external, but a direct reflection of your inner state? This idea, often described as the mirror of reality, shifts the way we understand existence, revealing that what you see in the world around you is intimately connected to what lies within. The concept of reality as a mirror stems from John Wheeler's Participatory universe. It suggests that the universe doesn't simply exist independently of you. It reflects your thoughts, beliefs, and awareness. The more conscious and self-aware you become, the more the universe responds, revealing infinite possibilities that align with your internal state. When you look around and see chaos, resistance, or struggle, it's not a random occurrence. It's an invitation to look inward, to examine the parts of yourself that may be unsettled, uncertain, or in conflict. Conversely, when you experience moments of synchronicity or effortless alignment, it's a signal that your awareness is in harmony with the flow of existence. This reflection isn't about blame or judgment. The universe isn't punishing you or rewarding you. It's simply holding up a mirror to what exists within you. If you focus on fear, doubt, or limitation, the reflection will show those elements playing out in your life. If you cultivate gratitude, love, and intention, the reflection shifts, presenting opportunities, connections, and possibilities that resonate with that energy. The universe, like a mirror, has no bias. It simply reflects what it receives. Understanding this puts the power back in your hands. You're not at the mercy of circumstances or external forces. You are the source of what you experience. This perspective empowers you to take responsibility for your life. When challenges arise, instead of blaming the outside world, you can ask, what is this showing me about myself? When opportunities flow effortlessly, you can recognize, this is the result of my alignment. By shifting your awareness from reaction to reflection, you gain the ability to change the way you interact with reality. If you see chaos, use it as a guide to identify areas of misalignment within yourself. If you see beauty and harmony, use it as confirmation that your awareness is tuned to a higher frequency. Each moment is a chance to recalibrate and align with what you truly desire. To bring this concept into practice, try this simple but profound exercise. Close your eyes and visualize the universe as a vast mirror surrounding you. Take a moment to reflect on your current experiences, your relationships, career, emotions, and the patterns you see in your daily life. Ask yourself, what is being reflected back to me? Pay attention to what surfaces without judgment. If there's discord, identify the beliefs or feelings within you that might be contributing to it. If there's alignment, acknowledge the clarity and awareness that has brought it forth. This act of reflection isn't about perfection, but awareness. The mirror of reality offers you a neutral, honest view of your inner state, allowing you to adjust and realign as needed. By embracing this understanding, you gain the ability to shape your experiences with intention, transforming your reality from the inside out. Everything you've learned points to a single, undeniable truth. You are not small, powerless, or separate from the world around you. The stories you've been told, the limitations you've accepted, and the fears you've carried were never truly yours. Beneath it all lies your infinite, timeless nature, the essence of who you really are. You are not merely a participant in life. You are its creator. The universe isn't happening to you. It's responding to you, shaping itself around your awareness, your choices, and your beliefs. Now, with this understanding, the question becomes, what will you create next? Will you continue living in the story that was written for you, or will you pick up the pen and begin writing the one you were meant to live? The possibilities are limitless, and the power to shape them has always been within you. Every thought, every emotion, every moment of awareness is an opportunity to align with the life you desire and the truth of your infinite nature. If this resonates with you, if you feel a shift within, let it be known. Drop a single word in the comments that reflects what you're feeling: awakened, limitless, empowered, or anything else that captures this moment. Let it be your signal, not just to the universe, but to yourself, that you are stepping into the reality you were always meant to create. And this is just the beginning. There is so much more to uncover, so much more to align with, and so much more to create. Subscribe and join a growing community of those who are remembering their true nature, reclaiming their power, and transforming their lives. Together, we are shaping a universe that reflects who we truly are. The choice is yours. It always has been.